how to handle side characters. Okay, I tried to video that because when it comes to side characters, I definitely think the side characters I've been paying attention to over the past few weeks and the shows I've been watching are just absolutely wonderful. I've been watching JJK recently, and I'm like, yo, these side characters are really carrying the story. I even like the side characters more than the main character. And I feel like writers need to take notes from JJK. They need to pay attention to making sure the side characters are as equally interesting as the main character. Gojo Sukuna told you, I definitely think Japan overall, the anime community, they just do a wonderful job at developing their side characters and making sure they just have a interesting plot. You know, I definitely think Star Wars should have took note from this, or just Star Wars need to pay attention to making sure their side characters are as interesting as the main character, in case the main character doesn't hold up. And I think that's the number one reason why Star Wars fell off, because they didn't really have a very solid cast. They didn't have a very solid side characters that you can pour into as much as the main character. Kind of put all their eggs in one basket. You know, and what else I had to say when it comes to side characters? I also had this to say. I definitely think outside of side characters, the person beside the main character and the building cast around them, the antagonist, you also need to have a sensei. I definitely think a sensei is like probably one of the most important things you can have in a story. A leader, a wise person, or a person filled with knowledge. So it doesn't seem like the character is just pulling things out his ass, or it's just happening magically, or he's the chosen one. No, there's a guidebook. There's a person who has all the knowledge that you need in order to complete your mission. So I definitely think outside of the side characters you travel with, and the opposite character, the enemy you're going against, you also need to have that sensei to teach you and guide you and give you knowledge.